6 weeks later, this thing is still here. We were planning to build a certificated location in just 4 weeks. It didn't really work out. Here's why. This project in the middle of July. We are about 6 weeks in. Let's take it right back to the beginning and see where we started on the hottest day of the year. It's about 37 degrees. We're just waiting for the digger to turn up. We've already got Joe and his tractor over there, and we've got the lovely Neil and Emma who have come to lend a hand over there. Neil and I have learnt to drive a digger, and when I say learnt to drive a digger, we've played on a digger and then a professional has come along and done the job for us and done a much better job in about 1/10 of the time. The weather's so much cooler today, so it's about 21 degrees yesterday right across the country, but here especially we're maxing out at about 38 degrees and it felt like about 50 degrees in the house last night. It's amazing that our property renovation project here, in the winter, in the cold, it retains no heat at all. You can have all the heating on and it's ridiculous and it's just cold. In the summer, when you want it to be cold, it just retains heat, and it was so warm yesterday. It was absolutely bonkers last night. So we're all feeling a little bit tired today. So it's nice to have the temperature down a little bit, giving us the chance to crack on. The trackway has gone in. We've dug it out. At least tomorrow the stone comes in. We've also started clearing the bottom section, which is where, if we do toilets and shower unit eventually, that is where that's going to go. In the meantime, you'll see here's the trackway. There's stone, and a lot of stone very close to the surface, and we've got lovely well-drained soil as well. So what that means is there's not a huge amount of problem with water, because it will drain away quite quickly through the stone and away. And we're on the top of a hill here, so it will just drain over the top. So we should be good, even in relatively heavy rain, to have motorhomes, campervans, caravans on this site. Today it's really wet, like torrential rain this morning. We've got puddling on the site already. That's basically going to mean that we can't do anything. Joe's here in the telehandler down there. What we might do, if we can, is there's a willow tree over there which is dead and needs removing. Hoping to get someone in to do that today, although again, because of the weather, that might not be possible. So rain stops play. Day 4 of our certified location build. Just means we're going to have to push everything back to Monday next week. So Vanlove is organised by a company called Coalition Presents. We do tours and entertainment, festivals, all sorts of stuff like that. That's hampered us quite a lot over the last 6-8 weeks, largely because we are out every weekend delivering shows, which is fantastic because we've been away in the motorhome, loving life in that. Unfortunately, what that meant is we just haven't had enough time to put a decent shift in here at Betley Park. The other thing is, you don't need to be a meteorologist to know that we haven't had enough rain, so no grass is growing. Trying to grow grass in one of the driest summers since 1976 is obviously a bit of a challenge. Luckily we don't have a hose pipe ban up here in Shropshire, but even with the hose pipes running and the sprinklers on, we haven't managed to grow that much grass. It was seeded over 4 weeks ago and it's still very, very thin. What we have managed to grow is lambs. We're not quite sure what kind of lamb, but I think it's a lamb's ear or a toe or a foot or a tongue or something. We have some grass, but we can mainly have some part of a lamb's body growing. Really quite annoying. We have an awful lot of that. If we were trying to grow that, we would have been very successful. We've been fortunate enough that there's certain pipes and bits and pieces that were left on the site here when we bought the property. So we've managed to get a pipe all the way from that water point there via our brand new upcycle bin store all the way down to the pigsties at the bottom. The pigsties, they will, well, who knows what they'll turn into, but the idea of doing toilets and showers for the time being is on hold, but we do have water down there, so that's the first step. It's all about the view here. That's what's going to make this site so special. The reason you're going to want to come to Betley Park is the view. That's slightly hampered by this right now. So when we were clearing out the site, we needed somewhere to put all the rubbish. That's now over there. What we've realised is there's so much rubbish, if we were to set fire to that, we'd probably burn down a few local houses and a farm along with it. So we've got to find a way of getting rid of as much of that as we possibly can. There's also a ton of upcycling we can do with that. We've opened this up at the bottom of the site, so when we've got you lovely people staying on site, you'll have some really nice walks through the grounds. If you bring your dogs or your kids or bikes, whatever it might be, there's going to be a really nice way of getting through the site. So this is going to become Betley Park Hideaway. What we wanted to do is create some lovely spaces where you can come down, sit at your picnic benches and get away from the world. This is the first level. These are all logs that we found in the garden, all the trees that we've had to cut down as we clear the site. They've all been reused, pinned. This is going to be covered in something called Taram. Taram is a permeable mat that stops weeds growing through, so that's going to go on top. And then we've got some mulch from a willow tree we had to take down, that will go on top of that. Lovely, and we'll repeat that process here as well. You will have seen in some of the other parts of this video that digger driving is a very complicated thing to do. I came down here with the digger that was up at the top, as you saw at the beginning of the video, and thought I'd have a go at tidying the site up. Wasn't the greatest of successes. What's left to do? Well, we've got to finish doing the electricity. We've got to do the hookup points, get the cables stretched across the site, making sure all of those are hooked up properly. We've also got to get a fence line put in here, which we're hoping to do in the next couple of weeks or so, and of course get the pigsties finished. And finally, please, if we can just have a little bit of help from up there, we need to grow the grass. So 6-8 weeks, hopefully this will all be ready. In the meantime, of course, don't forget, sometime in September, we're still waiting for the confirmation of the date, but this van, Joe, who's behind the camera, and myself, we're going to be on £1 Million Motorhome. Don't miss that. Should be horrendous.